Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Gene. You guys are watching Lubed for January the 27th, 2024. And in approximately 1 hour from now, the Edmonton Oilers will take on the Nashville Predators in search of win number 16 in a row. Can you believe this streak that they are on? This is crazy. In all the years, and I've been around for many years, guys, I've never witnessed a season like this. And I mentioned that last time on the episode where they started off so brutal, where I ruled them right out, and I ruled them right out of the season to going on to two massive streaks, one unbelievably massive streak that is still going, and that's going to happen today. But they have to deal with some intangibles. First of all, Corey Perry is going to be making his debut today. And like I say, in 1 hour, they're playing the Nashville Predators, and it is an afternoon game. And those intangibles can dictate some bad results. So let's just hope that that's not the case. And let's hope that Corey Perry isn't the reason why we lose this game, because he's going to be if he was hated while he was a Duck, he's going to be extremely hated now if he's the cause of a horrible, brutal giveaway that ends this streak. Me personally, I'm not going to be too upset. I am so proud with the boys. I would like to see them do it, but I'm not going to be too upset. I really won't be. But before we get into that, we have to get into the game that was, and that was the Chicago Blackhawks, as the Edmonton Oilers managed to defeat the Chicago Blackhawks, what was it, Thursday night, I believe, by a count of 3-0. This was a bit of a gritty, tough game. There was a lot of stuff going on with McDavid, of them clutching and grabbing and holding him to the ice and all that I didn't really care for. But you know what? When you're a depleted roster, you're trying to do whatever it takes to get the win and go forward. So let's dive into that first. But again, we're going to be doing the break before the game break. They head out to Toronto, by the way. This is the last one. And then they play Nashville is coming up. And then I'll get into your final thoughts should you join and chime in. And just a reminder, I am actually doing a double whammy. I am doing NHL Aftermath with Sammy tonight, and we are going to get into a very thorough discussion with Team Canada. So don't miss out. We're also going to talk the Oilers, and we're going to talk about the Canucks, two of the big-time stories in the NHL this year. But let's get on with the results of the Chicago Blackhawks game. As the Oilers get the 3-0 win, Calvin Pickard gets the shutout. So right now our goaltending tandem is looking good. Our whole decor is a night and day difference from years and years and years of watching porous, crappy defense that we had to rely on super stellar goaltending. But right now it's cleaned right up. The penalty kill is running hot. And I did figure out a way to filter out my filters when I do the rig report in early February. So we'll get into that. Anyway, let's get into the scoring summary of this game. In the first period, it was tight checking, lots of grabbing. As you can see the picture there, McDavid's down the ice. He's being grappled on and being held and pinned kind of with his arm, and a lot of shenanigery going on. But it would take us to the second period at 1:37, where McDavid would get a power play goal. He would make good on the power play. This would be from Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and Leon Draisaitl. It would be 1-0, and it would remain that way throughout the second. We go to the third period. Again, a tight checking game. We go to the third period. Zach Hyman getting his 29th. He's on pace to a 50-goal season, I believe. Just having a remarkable year. And he's really, truly starting to look like one of those pickups that Holland did during the offseason a few years ago that was just, wow, what a pickup. So that's his 29th. That was from McDavid and Draisaitl at 6:34. And then the Oilers would cap off the night with Connor McDavid getting an empty netter. So McDavid in on all 3 goals as he managed to get 2 of them and get an assist on Zach Hyman. Just an amazing, amazing effort on his part. Let's get into the game breakdown and the notes of the stats and that stuff. As it was 34-27 for the Oilers as far as shots on goal went. Giveaways, it was 12-7 for the Oilers. So Oilers still giving the puck away more than the opposing team, but not 26. I think it was 26 in the last game. So they've definitely improved on the giveaway section of that, and hopefully it rides into today's game against Nashville Predators. Power play opportunities. The Oilers were 1 for 1. And as far as the Blackhawks go, they did not even get a single penalty awarded, or the Oilers did not give up a single penalty to the Blackhawks, so there was no penalties recorded by Edmonton. So, yeah, the penalty kill can't really do a measurement when there was no penalties. Face-off win percentage, the Oilers were 58.5 on the dot. That's exceptional. And goals against average for Picard, he had 0 goals, 27 saves for the shutout. Just an amazing effort, and I didn't write down his, well, obviously his save percentage is 1.000, so a shutout is a shutout. So just an amazing effort on the Edmonton Oilers in this game. Can't think good enough, like can't believe what I'm actually witnessing. It's sometimes hard for me to bring out the words, but this is very exceptional. This is a very memorable year, and it's a year that I'm doing the channel, which is awesome. It's nice to do the channel when they're doing well, because earlier this year it was hard to get motivated and to do it, but you have to kind of truck through it and go through the trenches with the team if you want to do the channel. All right, so this afternoon, we are witnessing the debut of Corey Perry. I know a lot of you guys have mixed feelings about him. I know I hated him at one point in time. I remember watching one game and I'm like, wow, what a dirty, explicit. I'm not even going to get into the words, but I was not very impressed. But knowing that he's on our side, I'm okay with it. Same with like a Marchand. I would love him on our team. A Tkachuk, I would love him on our team. There's people that you hate so much, and when they affect your emotions that much, you probably would want them on your team. So, with that being said, what is he going to bring? Is he going to bring those intangibles? I think he's going to be the first forward since Ryan Smith to be a bit of a net crasher and a shit disturber. I'll just say that. He's going to be on the line. Ryan McLeod's going to be centering the line. He's going to be on the right side with Dylan Holloway on the left side. So this is the third line. I'm expecting him to just get right in there. It sounds like every interview he's done with the Oilers so far, he's basically just said like he's that kind of guy. That's the player he is. He's not going to change what got him to where he is 18 years later into his career. He's a feisty guy. We know that he brings it when it comes down to it. So this should be an interesting one to see. Again, he's wearing number 90. So yeah, we'll see what he brings to the table. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm hoping it's not a disturbance and that we can still continue our winning ways. But the unfortunate part of it is they will not play for over a week after today. So for them to tie the record, they're going to have that break. And that's another reason to think that the next 2 games are going to be tough ones because they're dealing with so many different intangibles. And again, like I just said, it is the last game before the break as they head out probably for a bit of a excursion for a couple days, and then they'll fly into Toronto probably next Thursday and meet up. I've heard stories that Austin Matthews is actually going to be with a couple of the Winnipeg Jets, I believe, going out to some tropical place for a couple days and then going to head back into Toronto for the All-Star, probably at Arizona maybe. Maybe just go to Austin Matthews' home in Arizona. But I think it's Nealers or Ehlers. I think that's who he's going with, Ehlers. So they play each other tonight, I believe. They're going to be battling against each other tonight, and then they're going to be kind of having fun together over the next few days, which is kind of a weird dynamic. But yeah, it should be interesting to see. And again, All-Star Weekend is next weekend in Toronto. They've done a lot of changes to it, to the whole way they're setting it up. They went back to the team captain draft kind of thing. And now there's $1 million on the line for the skills competition as certain players are selected, and they're going to be doing it in a tournament kind of setting. So it'll start with like 8 players, go down to 4 players, go down to 3. I don't know exactly how, but it's going to be kind of like a tournament kind of thing. And then the winner of it all will get the $1 million. So there is some meat on the bone for those guys to go after. That being said, if the Oilers win today, make it 16, that means they're 1 away from tying the 92-93 Pittsburgh Penguins at 17 wins in a row, which is an NHL record. But they won't be playing for about a little over a week after today's game. I hope this is not the reason why that streak doesn't at least get tied. We'll see what they do when they get back. I'm hoping the Oilers will maintain momentum and go forward and make history. Wouldn't that be awesome if they can actually get 18-18? It would be awesome. Again, if the streak ends, it ends. The way I look at it is everything is all gold now, considering what we dealt with back in November when they fired Woody, brought in Knobloch, all the reporters, all the YouTubers, everyone was just like, that's it, like it's over. I think there was only one YouTuber, and I got to give credit to Pat for at the Oilers Fanatic. He was the one that actually stood by them through thick and thin. So props to Pat on that. I stood by them through thick and thin. I believe the season was over. I have to admit, I did believe the season was over. And I did an episode where I said I'll eat my words, and I did do that episode, and I shamefully admit I was wrong. Very, very wrong. Okay, so that brings us to the Preds and Oilers, which is going to start in 45 minutes from now. It is on, I think, all the Sportsnet channels, so feel free to watch it because I know people here in British Columbia usually get blacked out, but I think this game is going to be on the main network at 1 p.m. British Columbia time, so that would be 2 p.m. Alberta time, I believe. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what Corey Perry brings to the lineup in this game. I'm hoping he brings good things. Anyhow, Nashville isn't a weak team either. They are coming into this game with a record of 26-21-1, fourth in the Central. They're battling for a wild card or better positioning with 53 points. The Oilers, 28-15-1, third in the Pacific, and 55 points. And starting to really distance themselves from LA, and they're getting closer to Vegas, and Vegas has more games done. Oilers have games in hand, so that could be interesting. The Oilers could get as high as second. I would be, and I'm not going to rule it out because I already ruled it out this year with the whole thing of them being out of the playoffs. So I'm not going to completely rule out that they can win the division, but I'm gonna pump my brakes a little bit on that. I think Vancouver is playing way too good for that. This should be a good game. Some of the notable stats that the Nashville Predators will bring to the table here going into the game. Some of the things that they're kind of a middle of the pack team for most of their stats. Like their shots on goal, they're 18th in the league, 16th in the league for shots on goals. For goals, they're 18th in the league. Power play, they're 19th in the league. 24th for faceoffs. They're tied for 19th for their shooting percentage. Defense, goals allowed 16th, 15 for shots on goal allowed. So yeah, they're really a middle of the pack team trying to claw their way and hold themselves into a position that could give them success and hopefully at least a wild card spot. The goaltenders that are expected is UC Saros for the Nashville Predators, who has a record of 19, 18, and 1, a 291 goals against average, and a 904 save percentage with 2 shutouts. Up against Stuart Skinner with a very, very similar record, 22, 9, and 1, with a 249 goals against average and a 908 save percentage, and again, 2 shutouts. Oilers coming into this game with a 15-game win streak, as we all know, and all are still in disbelief about. The Preds, 1-game winning streak. The Preds in the last 10 are 5-5. Meanwhile, the Oilers, self-explanatory. As far as the home and away records go, Preds away actually have a decent record, 13, 9, and 1. Meanwhile, the Oilers are 15, 6, and 1 at home. The last time they played each other was on November the 4th, 2023, where Nashville won 5-2. Yeah, we're going to see what happens here. I believe this is the last game because they did beat Nashville very early in October. I think it was maybe the 15th of October. I don't know the exact date, but that was one of the only wins they got in all of October. So it should be good. I'm hoping that the Oilers can maintain everything that they got going for them. And we will see what happens here. Anyway, guys, let's get into final thoughts here. Obviously, no one's chiming in here. There's a lot of pre-games going on right now through many YouTubers and many channels. So I kind of understand it. I'm still kind of building my way up the ranks here. I did get a couple new subscribers over the last couple days, which was quite nice. So welcome aboard. It's nice to see you aboard. I'm always trying to improve my channel and make it that much more visually exciting and give you more tangible knowledge that maybe other YouTubers don't give you. And just a personality as a fan. And kind of being one of you guys out there too. Like, I just love the Oilers. I got to fly out there sometime and check in a game. It'd be really, really nice to do that. But anyway, guys, that's about all I got to say. I'm hoping the Oilers can maintain their winning ways today. Again, they're dealing with some intangibles, it being an afternoon game, having a new guy in the lineup. So we'll see what happens. But I'm excited to see what Corey Perry brings to the table. And I'm excited to see what the second half of the season brings. Guys, as always, thanks for joining in. If you joined in today and just didn't want to leave comments. And I appreciate you guys supporting me. And if you are new to this channel and witnessing it for the very first time, if you like the content I deliver, please feel free to hit that like, share, and subscribe button and pass it along so that I can build up and bring you more and more content and maybe get monetized and bring more different elements to the table once I can start buying more stuff for this channel. Anyway, guys, I think I'm out of here. Game starts in 40 minutes. Enjoy the game, guys. You guys have a great afternoon. Go Oilers, go!